Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 19 of Daily Bread. We'll be reading from Genesis 26, finishing off Joshua chapter 24, reading Psalms 25, Proverbs 19, and Matthew 19. We'll be reading the scriptures, 2009 version. Will be on page 20, chapter 26 is on page 25. And there was a scarcity of food in the land, besides the first scarcity of food which in the days of Abraham and Isaac went to Amalek, sovereign of the Philistines, in Gehar. And Yahweh appeared to him and said, Do not go down to Mizraim. Live in the land which I commanded you. Sojourn in this land, and I shall be with you and bless you, for I give all these lands to you and your seed. And I shall establish the oath which I swore to Abraham your father, and I shall increase your seed like the stars of the heavens. And I shall give all these lands to your seed, and in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed my voice and guarded my charge, my commands, my laws, my Torah, and Isaac dwelt in Gehar. And when the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, She is my sister. For he was afraid to say, She is my wife, thinking, lest the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she is good looking. And it came to be, when he had been there a long time, that Amalek, sovereign of the Philistines, looked through a window and watched and saw Isaac playing with Rebekah, his wife. And Amalek called Isaac and said, She truly is your wife. So how could you say, She is my sister? And Isaac said to him, Because I said, Lest I die on account of her. And Amalek said, What is this you have done to us? One of the people had almost lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us. And Amalek commanded all his people, saying, He who touches this man or his wife shall certainly be put to death. And Isaac sowed in the land, and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and Yahweh blessed him. And the man grew great, and went forward until he became very great. And he came to have possessions of flocks, and possessions of herds, and a great body of servants. And the Philistines envied him. And the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and filled them with dirt. And Amalek said to Isaac, Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we. And Isaac went from there, and pitched his tent in the Wadi Gar, and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again the wells of the water which had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. And he called them by the names which his father had called them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the wadi and found a well running water there, the herdsmen of Gur strove with Isaac's herdmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Eske, because they strove with him. And they dug another well, and they strove over that one too. And he called its name Sinah. And he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not strive over him. And he called it Rehoboth, and said, From now Yahweh has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And from there he went up to Beersheba. And Yahweh appeared to him the same night, and said, I am the Elohim of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bless you and increase your seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he built a slaughter place there, and called the name of Yahweh, and he pitched his tent there. And the servants of Isaac dug a well there. And Amalek came to him from Gehar with Azur, one of his friends, and Pekol, the commander of his army. And Isaac said to them, Why have you come to see me, seeing you hated me and set me away from you? But they said, We have clearly seen that Yahweh is with you. And we said, Please, let there be an oath between us, between you and us. Let us make a covenant with you, that you do no evil to us and we do not touch you. And as we have done only good towards you and have sent you away in peace, you are now blessed by Yahweh. And he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. And they rose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another. And Isaac let them go, and they departed from him in peace. And on the same day it came to be that the servants of Isaac came and informed them about the well they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. So he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. And when Esau was 40 years old, he took as wives Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Basmeth, the daughter of the Helene the Hittite. And there was bitterness of spirit on Isaac and Rebekah. The end of chapter 26 of Genesis. Let's move over to Joshua 24, the ending of Joshua, page 250. And Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, and called the elders of Israel, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers. And they presented themselves before Elohim. And Joshua said to all the people, Thus said Yahweh Elohim of Israel, Long ago your fathers dwelt along the river, beyond the river, Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nahor, and they served other mighty ones. So I took your father Abraham from beyond the river, caused him to go through all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his offspring, and gave him Isaac. And Isaac I gave Jacob, and Esau. And to Esau I gave the mountains of Seir to possess. But Jacob and his children went down to Mizraim. Then I said to Moshe and Aaron, and plagued Mizraim, as I did in their midst. And afterwards I brought you out. I brought out your fathers out of Mizraim, and you came to the sea, and the Mizraim pursued your fathers with chariots and horsemen to the sea of reeds. And they cried out to Yahweh, and he put thick darkness between you and the Mizraims, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them. And your eyes saw what I did in Mizraim, and you dwelt in the wilderness a long time. I brought you into the land of the Amorites, who dwelt beyond the Jordan. And they fought with you, but I gave them into your hand, and you possessed their land, and I destroyed them from before you. And Balak, son of Zippor, sovereign of Moab, rose up and fought against Israel, and sent and called for Bilham, son of Behor, to curse you. But I refused to listen to Bilham, so he continued to bless you, and I delivered you out of his hand. And you passed over the Jordan, and came to Jericho. The masters of Jericho, the Amorite, and the Pizarite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Geshurite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, fought against you, but I gave them into your hand. And I sent the hornet before you, which drove them out from before you. Also 2 sovereigns of the Amorites, but not with your sword or with your bow. And I gave you a land for which you did not labor, cities which you did not build, and you dwell in them. And you dwell in them. You eat the vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. And now, fear Yahweh, serve him in perfection and in truth, and put away the mighty ones which your fathers served beyond the river and in Mizraim, and serve Yahweh. And if it seems evil in your eyes to serve Yahweh, choose for yourselves this day whom you are going to serve, whether the mighty ones which your father served that are beyond the river, or the mighty ones of the Amorites in those whose land you dwell. But I and my house, we serve Yahweh. And the people answered and said, Far be it from us to forsake Yahweh to serve other mighty ones. For Yahweh our Elohim is he who has brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Mizraim, from the house of bondage. Who did those great signs before our eyes, and has guarded us in the way, that we went and among all the people through whom we passed? And Yahweh drove out from before all of us the people, even the Amorites who dwelt in the land. We too serve Yahweh, for he is our Elohim. Then Joshua said to the people, You are not able to serve Yahweh, for he is a set apart Elohim, a jealous El is he. He does not bear with your transgression and with your sins. If you forsake Yahweh and shall serve mighty ones of a foreigner, he shall turn back and do evil and consume you, and after he has been good to you. And the people said to Joshua, No, we do serve Yahweh. Then Joshua said to the people, You are a witness against yourselves that you have chosen Yahweh for yourselves to serve him. And they said, Witnesses. And now put away the mighty ones of the foreigner which is in your midst, and incline your heart to Yahweh, Elohim of Israel. And the people said to Joshua, Yahweh our Elohim we serve, and his voice we obey. And Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and laid on them a law and a right ruling in Shechem. Then Joshua wrote the words in the book of the Torah of Elohim. And he took a large stone and set it up there under the oak that was a set apart place of Yahweh. And Joshua said to all the people, See, this stone is a witness to us, for it has heard all the words of Yahweh, which he spoke to us. And it shall be a witness against you, lest you lie against your Elohim. Then Joshua sent the people away, each to his own inheritance. And after these events it came to be that Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died 110 years old. And they buried him within the border of his inheritance at Timnath-Serah, which is in the mountains of Ephraim, on the north side of Mount Gash. And Israel served Yahweh all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had known all the works of Yahweh, which he had done for Israel. And the bones of Joseph, which the children of Israel had brought up out of Mizraim, they buried in Shechem, at the plot of ground that Jacob had bought for the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 Kadesh, and which had become an inheritance for the children of Joseph. And Eleazar, son of Aaron, died, and they buried him in a hill that belonged to Phinehas, his son, which was given to him in the hill country of Ephraim. Psalms 25, it's on page 659. Alpha. To you, O Yahweh, I lift up my being. Bet, O my Elohim, in you I have put my trust. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies exalt over me. Gimel. Indeed, let no one who waits on you be ashamed. Let those who are treacherous without cause be ashamed. Dalit. Show me your ways, O Yahweh. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth, and teach me. For you are the Elohim of my deliverance. On you I wait all day. Zaid. Remember, O Yahweh, your compassion and your loving commitments, for they are from everlasting. Do not remember the sins of my youth, and my transgressions according to your loving commitment. Remember me. For your goodness' sake, O Yahweh, good and straight is Yahweh. Therefore he teaches sinners in the way. Yod, he guides the meek ones in right ruling. He teaches the meek ones his way. Kaf, all the paths of Yahweh are loving commitment and truth to those who guard his covenant and his witnesses. Lamed. For your name's sake, O Yahweh, you shall pardon my crookedness, though it is great. Mem. Who then is the man that fears Yahweh? He teaches him in the way he should choose. None. His life dwells in good, and his seed inherits the earth. Shemek. The secret of Yahweh is with those who fear him, and he makes his covenant known to them. Aid. My eyes are ever toward Yahweh, for he brings my feet out of the net. Turn your face to me and show me favor, blessing, for I am lonely and afflicted. Said. The distresses of my heart have enlarged. Oh, bring me out of my distresses. Resh. Look on my affliction and my toil, and forgive all my sins. Resh. See how many my enemies have become, and they hate me with a violent hatred. Shin. O guard my life and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I have taken refuge in you. Ta. Let integrity and straightness guard me, for I have waited for you. Redeem Israel, O Elohim, out of all distresses, his distresses. Psalm 19, or Proverbs 19, page 746. Better is the proof walking in his integrity than one of perverse lips, who is a fool. Also desire without knowledge is not good, and he who hurries with his feet sins. The foolishness of a man perverts his way, and his heart is wroth against Yahweh. Wealth adds many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. A false witness does not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies does not escape. Sorry, I got... I'll pick up from 19, verse 4. Wealth adds many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. A false witness does not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies does not escape. Many entreat the favor of the noble, and all of his friends all are friends to him who gives gifts. All the brothers of the poor shall hate him. How much more shall his friends go far from him? He pursues promises, they are gone. He who gets heart loves his own life. He who guards understanding finds good. A false witness does not go unpunished. And he who breathes out lies perishes. Luxury is not fitting for a fool, much less for a servant to rule over princes. A man's discretion makes him patient, and his adoring is to pass over a transgression. The sovereign's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his delight is like the dew on the grass. A foolish son is a calamity to his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dripping. Houses and riches are an inheritance from the fathers, but an understanding wife is from Yahweh. Laziness makes one fall into a deep sleep, and an idle being suffers hunger. He who guards the commands guards his life. He who despises his ways dies. He who shows favor to the poor lends to Yahweh, and he repaid his deeds. Discipline your son because there is an expectation, and do not set your being on his destruction. One of great wrath bears punishment, for if you rescue him, you only have to do it again. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, so that you are wise in your latter end. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the counsel of Yahweh that stands. What is desirable in a man and is his loving commitment, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Yahweh leads to life, and he remains satisfied. He is not visited by evil. The lazy one buries his hand in a dish and does not bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer, and the simple is made wise. And reprove one who has understanding, and he discerns knowledge. He who plunders a father chases away his mother, is a son causing shame and brings a reproach. Cease, my son, to hear discipline, and you shall stray from the words of knowledge. The witness of Belial scorns right ruling, and the mouth of the wrong ones devours wickedness. Judgments are in store for scoffers, and beatings on the backs of fools. Matthew 19, it's on page 941 we'll be in. And it came to be when Yeshua had ended these words that he left Galilee and came to the borders of Judah, beyond the Jordan. And large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. And the Pharisees came to him, trying him, and saying to him, Is it right for a man to put away his wife for every reason? And he answering said to them, Did you not read that he had made them at the beginning, made them male and female? And said, For this cause a man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, so that they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what Elohim has joined together, let no man separate. They said to him, Why then did Moshe command to give a certificate of divorce? Reference to Deuteronomy 24, 1 and 3. And put her away. He said to them, Because of the hardness of your hearts, Moshe allowed you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it is not so. And I say to you, whoever puts away his wife, except on the ground of whoring, and marries another, commits adultery, and whoever marries her who has been put away commits adultery. His taught one said to him, If such is the case of a man with his wife, is it good not to marry? And he said to them, Not all receive this word, but only those to whom it has been given. For there are eunuchs who were so born from their mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who have been made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the reign of the heavens. He who is able to receive it, let him receive it. The young children were brought to him to lay his hands on them and pray, and the taught ones rebuked them. But Yeshua said, All the young children, and do not stop. Allow the young children, and do not stop them from committing to me. For of such in the reign of heavens, and having laid hands on them, he went from there. And see, one came and said to him, Good teacher, what shall I do to have everlasting life? And he said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good except one, Elohim, But if you wish to enter into life, guard the commands. And he said to him, which? Yeshua said, you shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness. Respect your father and your mother. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The young man said to him, all these I have watched over from my youth. What do I still lack? Yeshua said to him, if you wish to be perfect, go, sell what you have, give to the poor, and you shall have treasure in the heaven. Come and follow me. When the young man heard the word, he went away, sad because he had many possessions. Yeshua said to his taught ones, truly I say to you, that it is hard for a rich man to enter into the reign of heavens. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the reign of Elohim. And when his taught ones heard it, they were astonished, saying, who then is able to be saved? And looking intently, Yeshua said to them, with men this is impossible, but with Elohim all is possible. Then Peter, Simon, answering, said to him, so we have left all and followed you. What then shall we have? And Yeshua said to them, truly I say to you, when the Son of Adam sits on the throne of his esteemed glory, you who have followed me in the rebirth shall also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Reference to Revelation. And everyone who has left houses, or brothers, or sisters, or mothers, or fathers, or wives, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many who are first shall be last, and the last first. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible and talk to the Father.